Next up, I'm really excited to welcome two of those T-Hub startups that were participants in our last Global Immersion program. First, we'll hear from Chaitanya from ConstructN, and second, we will hear from Dinesh from Onward Health. Please come to the stage, gentlemen.
I'm Chaitanya from ConstructN. You could see one of my image over there with the helmet on. So, and Murli, right, you were mentioning about one of the startups who could change from day one, the first pitch that we gave, to the last day when you had to present it in front of 200 people. And I would definitely count myself as the foremost in them. I know my first day pitch was so bad, it was pathetic actually. But what I would say is the 3 weeks program, and I'm even continuing to be a part of FalconX incubation after that as well, has helped me so much. We identified US as our primary market. We knew we had to go there, but we had never done that before. I didn't know what to talk to customers, how do we approach them, how do we actually get them, especially our customers belong to the construction industry. It was extremely difficult to get that. And the main thing, I would say is I was the biggest benefactor of BV's masterclass at that point of time. Because it was not a class that you take and notes and very theoretical. It was very practical conversation, and some of the pointers that he actually mentioned I could actually implement it the same day during the program itself, get a customer to be our advisor and later an investor as well. I mean, these learnings, right, these are people who have been there, done that, would have been so hard to get if I would have tried to figure it myself. I would not say I would not have, but it would have taken a lot more time. So that condensed acceleration, right, it makes a whole lot of a difference. Now we are more confident, we have set up our base in US, and we know how do we actually get into the market there. In fact, in the same picture that you saw, I was actually wearing BV's jacket as well. So it was all kinds of support that I got. I didn't have a jacket on me, and Murli asked, all the startups should wear jackets. I was just going out to get a jacket when BV stopped me. He was looking at me. And I was like, why is he looking at me like that? He said, why do you want to waste 3 hours and $300 just to get a jacket? And he got me his jacket. I think that gave me a whole lot of confidence as well. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. I'm continuing this association with FalconX. We are physically situated over there, and I'm moving there next month for good. So I highly, highly recommend this. It has super accelerated our learnings. Thank you.
My name is Dinesh. I'm the co-founder of Onward Assist. We work in the cancer analytics space. We build AI which analyzes the images of cancer biopsies and helps pathologists in their reporting. And we've built all our AI in collaboration with cancer institutes in India and the US. And we've just started commercializing, right? We are right in the middle of our go-to-market. We are commercializing with cancer institutes, or more specifically CROs, clinical research organizations, and pharma. So, so early last year, right, is exactly when we were, wanting to make that jump, right, crossover. We've been seriously looking at the US market for almost 12 months prior to that, and we really didn't have much of an idea. I know we knew that was the biggest market. We had some contacts. Obviously, we work with a lot of researchers in cancer institutes in the US, but that's exactly when we got introduced to FalconX, courtesy Naveen, Mansi, and then we had those conversations with Mansi, of course with BV and the rest of the group, and that was one of the best better decisions that we took last year, right? I think the biggest benefit at least we got out of the program was one, the sheer richness of the mentor pool, right? That is part of FalconX, right? Driven by, the founders at FalconX itself bring fairly rich experience of having built valuable companies, which is, which has a value of its own. But more importantly, folks who have built successful companies, built multiple companies and done exits as well. So that has a lot of value, right? I think we were able to kind of almost, like, the US phrase, right? Drinking from a fire hose. It's almost like that. I know the program was only about a couple of weeks for us, or 3 weeks in the Bay Area. But, we used that time, one, to get the best out of the masterclass. Two, we would have interactions at the end of every week with the entire mentor pool, right? So while we were assigned with one mentor, which was Bala, who obviously had some background experience in the medtech space, because we work in that space. But mentors were always open to kind of hear our pitch at the end of every week, but walk up to us and say, you know what, out of my this large pool of founders, investors, entrepreneurs that I worked with, you know what, I think this particular contact can work for you, right? So that was really kind of heartening to see. So that, just out of that, I mean, so it's always also about the founder kind of making the best use of the program, right? Program has a structure to it. There are a group of founders, but it's also down to the founder to kind of tap into those connections, which is what we were able to do. And lastly, of course, the group of startups, right? See, all of these are startups who are kind of trying to break into the US, right? And they've been successful. They've built a bit of traction around in India, but they're starting to discover the US market. So it was also about learning from other startups. So obviously, Construct10, pretty much down the road. So we are actually using that, right? So we've been back for the last 3-4 months, and now we got busy, closing a transaction for ourselves, and now we're actually keen to about starting to open up the market again, right? So we use that time to use the masterclass, get our connects through the mentor pool, and also use our time, right? Being in the Bay is there's nothing that can describe it, right? I mean, being there right in the middle of this founder ecosystem, startup ecosystem, you can't get it anywhere else, right? So being there, so that's primarily what we've used. We use that time to connect with other experts, advisors in the space through the help from the mentors that we got. And then we came back, we've kept those connects warm, and now we're actually starting to take it forward. So, in the last 6 months, at least for us, we've commercialized with a CRO in the Bay Area who are using a couple of our algorithms to assist their pathologist reporting workflow. We've started talking to big pharma customers, which is a customer segment that is in focus for us. And we have a funnel of customers, right? And we know, we've got a bit of background in terms of commercialization structures, pricing structures, GTM structures. We know a lot of these that we can, thoughts that we can tap into. At the same time, we also know, whenever we're going to unlock or go back to this market, we can actually count on the advice of, the Falconex pool as well, right? So, if you ask us, I think you're talking to, a couple of the biggest supporters of the program, because we got a lot out of it. But, best wishes to all of you guys. Thanks.
Thank you, Chaitanya and Dinesh, for sharing your experiences and all the kind words. We're so thankful to have you attend today and really look forward to our continued engagement.